A Mk7 GTI owner just spent $3 grand on wheels that don't fit. The tires scrape his fenders, the steering vibrates at 70 miles per hour, and his dream stance build is now a nightmare. This happens every single day in the GTI community, and it's completely preventable. Wheel fitment can make or break your Golf GTI. Get it right, and you'll transform your hot hatch into something special. Better looking, better handling, exactly how VW should have built it. Get it wrong? You'll be dealing with rubbing fenders, dangerous vibrations, and potentially thousands in wasted money. Today we're covering everything, from factory specs for every GTI generation to the wildest stance builds possible. I'll show you exactly what fits, what doesn't, and how to achieve your perfect setup safely. Whether you want a subtle OEM plus look or an aggressive track setup, this guide has you covered. Let's start with the foundation, factory wheel specs. Every GTI shares one critical measurement, a 57.1mm center bore. That's been consistent from the original Mk1 through today's Mk8. But bolt patterns? That's where it gets interesting. Early GTIs, Mk1 through most Mk3s, used a 4-100 bolt pattern. The Mk3 VR6 introduced 5x100, which carried through the Mk4. Then, from Mk5 onward, VW standardized on 5x112 to match the rest of the VW Audi family. Factory wheel sizes have grown dramatically over the years. The original Mk1 GTI came with tiny 13 or 14-inch wheels. By the Mk4, we're seeing 16s and 17s. Modern Mk7 and Mk8 GTIs roll on 18 standard, with 19s as factory options. But here's the crucial part: offset. Older GTIs ran low offsets around ET35 to ET38. Modern ones? ET45 to ET51. That means newer GTIs have much more room to push wheels outward for that flush look. Here's the key takeaway. A 2008 Mk5 GTI came with 7.5-inch wheels at ET51 offset, running 225/45R17 tires. A 2022 Mk8 GTI is running 18X7 off ET49 or 19Z ED50 from factory. These numbers are your baseline. Memorize them, because everything we discuss next builds from here. Now for the fun part, aftermarket wheels. The most popular upgrade? 18-8-inch wheels with a +45 offset. This is the sweet spot, just half an inch wider than stock, sitting about 10mm further out per side. It's the perfect OEM Plus setup. No rubbing, no modifications needed, just bolt on and go. Brands like New Speed, RSE52, and NKRPF1 offer this exact spec, and thousands of GTI owners run them daily with zero issues. Want something more aggressive? Step up to 18X8.5 with ET43 to ET45. This brings you perfectly flush with the fenders. Run 225/40R18 for a slight stretch, or 235/40R18 for maximum grip. One real example, a Mk7 GTI on VMR V810 wheels gained 18.885 ET45 with 225/40R18 tires. The owner lowered it on sport springs and achieved that perfect flush stance with zero rubbing. That's the setup I see most at car meets. Aggressive enough to turn heads, practical enough to daily drive. For the show car crowd, 19-inch wheels are the move. The magic spec? 19.8.5 ET45 with either 225/35R19 or 235/35R19 tires. VW themselves offer 19s on higher trims, so you know the chassis can handle it. The trade-off? Stiffer ride and easier to damage on potholes. But man, do they look good. Fill those wheel wells completely, especially if you lower the car an inch. Alright, let's talk aggressive fitment. How wide can you go before rubbing? Without any fender modifications, you can typically run up to 18.8.5 ET42 with 225 tires. That's right at the limit. Want to run 9-inch wide wheels? You'll need ET45 or higher to keep them tucked. And even then, expect some contact on big bumps. The rear fenders are always the limiting factor on GTIs. Here's where it gets serious. With fender rolling and proper alignment, GTI owners are running insane setups. I've seen 18x9.5 ET42 with rolled fenders and negative camber. There's a documented Mk6 GTI running exactly that. 18 by 9.5 plus 42 with 5 mm spacers, effectively ET37, on coilovers with rolled fenders. The owner reports zero rubbing with 225/40 tires. That's a full 2 inches wider than stock. For track enthusiasts, it's about maximum tire, not maximum width. The proven setup? 17 by 9 ET42 with 255/40 R17 tires. Yes, 255s on a GTI. You'll need negative 2.5 degrees of camber up front, remove the fender screw, and possibly roll the rears. But the grip? Absolutely transformative. We're talking 1.1 G in corners versus 0.9 G stock. That's supercar territory from a hot hatch. The absolute limit? Air suspension builds are running 18 by 10.5 in the rear with massive fender work. But that's show car territory, not something you daily drive. For static setups, consider 9.5 inches your maximum width, and only with supporting mods. Let's talk tires, because the best wheels mean nothing on garbage rubber. For street performance, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S is king. Yes, they're expensive at around $250 each, but the grip, wet performance, and longevity are unmatched. Want to save money? Firestone Firehawk Indy 500. Half the price, 90% of the performance. They're ranked #1 in their category for good reason. Track day warriors? You want 200 treadwear tires. Bridgestone RE71RS or Yokohama A052. These are basically street-legal race tires. They'll drop your lap times by 1 to 2 seconds easily, but they'll only last about 8,000 street miles. For all seasons, Continental DWS 06 Plus is the answer. Ranked #1 in ultra-high performance all seasons. They'll handle snow, rain, and still feel sporty in the dry. Winter tires? Don't mess around. Michelin X-Ice Snow or Bridgestone Blizzak WS90. Your front-wheel drive GTI with proper winter tires will outperform all-wheel drive cars on all seasons in snow. That's not opinion, that's physics. Need to fine-tune your fitment? Enter wheel spacers. A 5 mm spacer can take slightly tucked wheels to perfectly flush. Running high-offset Audi wheels? A 15 mm spacer brings ET35 down to ET40. But here's the critical part. Only use hub-centric spacers. Brands like H&R and Eibach are worth the extra cost. Cheap eBay spacers can crack or cause vibrations. Also remember, you'll need longer wheel bolts. Generally, add 10 mm of bolt length for every 10 mm of spacer. Adapters let you run different bolt patterns, like classic Porsche wheels on your GTI, but they're thick, usually 20-25 mm minimum. Factor that into your offset calculations. A wheel that's ET55 with a 20 mm adapter becomes ET35. Potentially too aggressive. Always do the math first. Here's what many people miss. Lowering changes everything. Drop your GTI an inch on springs, and suddenly that perfect fitment might rub. Why? Less suspension travel means hitting the bump stops easier. Plus, lowering adds negative camber. Good for tucking wheels, bad for tire wear. The solution? Quality coilovers with proper bump stops, or just plan your wheel specs knowing you'll lower later. Coilovers actually need more clearance than springs. The spring perches are often thicker, eating into your inner wheel clearance. I've seen setups that cleared fine on stock suspension start rubbing on coilovers. Not on the fender, but on the coilover itself. A 3.5 m spacer usually solves this. Also, always get an alignment after lowering. That extra negative camber might help fitment, but your toe settings are now completely wrong. Let's prevent some expensive mistakes. #1. Forgetting hub-centric rings. Your GTI has a 57.1 mm hub bore. Most aftermarket wheels are larger. No rings equals vibration at highway speeds. I see this weekly. Customers thinking their new wheels are bent when they just need $20 rings. Mistake 2. Wrong lug bolts. VW uses ball seat bolts. Most aftermarket wheels need cone seat. Use the wrong type, your wheel could literally fall off. Always check what your new wheels require. Mistake 3. Extreme tire stretch. Sure, 2 Fitments on 9.5-inch wheels looks stance nation cool. But hit one pothole and you'll debead the tire. Seen it happen at 30 miles per hour. Instant deflation. Keep stretch moderate for daily driving. The biggest mistake? Buying wheels first, researching later. I've seen people drop $3,000 on wheels that need another $1,000 in modifications to fit. Or worse, they simply don't fit at all. Always verify offset, width, brake clearance, and bolt pattern before purchasing. Where should you buy wheels? For custom-forged wheels and expert advice, threepiece.us is the gold standard. They're fitment specialists who can build wheels to your exact specifications. Need ET44 instead of ET45 to clear your coilovers? They'll machine it perfectly. They carry top brands like Work, SSR, and BBS, plus their own custom-forged line. More importantly, they'll ensure your setup works before you buy. For standard fitments, big retailers like Tire Rack and Fitment Industries work well. They have vehicle-specific search tools and package deals, but they play it safe. If you want aggressive fitment, you'll need a specialty shop. Forums and Facebook groups often have great used deals, but verify specs carefully. That killer deal on GTI wheels might be from a base Golf with different offset. Let me show you what actually works. Example 1. 2011 Mk7 GTI with rotiform RSE, 18X85 ET45, 240R18 tires, stock suspension. Perfect flush fit, zero modifications needed. This is the ideal daily setup. Looks great, drives great, no compromises. Example 2 gets aggressive. Mk7 GTI track build with Apex EC7 17x9 ET42. Massive 2V40 R17 RE71R tires. Bilstein coilovers, negative 2.5 degrees front camber. Fender screw removed, rear lips rolled. This setup pulls over 1G in corners. Serious performance gains for relatively minor modifications. For the extreme crowd, 2019 Mk7 GTI on air suspension with Work VS X 3-piece wheels. Front, 18 by 9.5 ET35. Rear, 18 by 10.5 ET40. Tires stretched to 215 front, 225 rear. Fenders rolled and pulled, custom camber arms for negative 5 degrees when aired out. It's art on wheels, completely impractical but absolutely stunning. This is what's possible when you throw practicality out the window. So what's the perfect GTI wheel setup? For 90% of you, it's 18-85 ET45 with 235/40 R18 tires and a mild drop. Total cost? Around $2,500 for quality wheels and tires. You'll get a flush, aggressive look that handles better than stock with zero rubbing. Want more? Be prepared for modifications. The limit without major work is about 9 inches wide, ET42 offset, with rolled fenders and some camber. Remember the key numbers. Your GTI has a 57.1mm center bore. Modern GTIs are 5x112 bolt pattern. Stock offsets range from ET45 to ET51. You can safely run 8 to 8.5 inches wide without modifications. Always use hub-centric rings, check your lug bolt type, and get an alignment after any suspension changes. Follow these rules and you'll avoid becoming another fitment failure story. The GTI platform is incredibly versatile. Whether you want a subtle OEM Plus look, maximum track performance, or an aggressive stance build, it's all possible with the right knowledge. Take your time, do your research, and buy from reputable sources. Your GTI deserves proper wheels. They transform both looks and performance when done right. That's everything you need to know about GTI wheel fitment. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Planning a build? Head to threepiece.us for expert advice and custom wheels. And if this guide helped you out, hit subscribe. We're covering coilovers next week. Now get out there and give your GTI the wheels it deserves.